The title of this video will sound familiar to the vast majority of you watching. Over the past few weeks and months, there have been increasing outbursts, TikTok reels, protests, and whatnots that we don't need men. The amount of hate being thrown at men is nothing short of forced oppression. What you are about to learn today, young brother, could forever change how you live in this modern cancel culture world. You are about to learn how to thrive in a feministic world that wants to shut you down at each turn. Remember this is just the start. The hate towards virtuous, wise men is only going to get worse from here. No matter how hard you work or how much successful you get, these people will still manipulate many men into believing that they're a useless waste of space and that women are somehow divine beings of ultimate perfection. They are trying to create division between the two genders, which are so unique and perfect in their own way. Yet, they want men to hate women and women to hate men. It's a narrative that you, my brother, need to stay far, far away from. Answer this question: what's more important, the sun or the moon? Some of you might say it's the sun because it gives light. Others might say it's the moon because it keeps the Earth's rotation stable. Now, listen carefully to what I'm about to say. Both are unique and important. There is no comparison. But today, you are about to learn about your own masculine role in society and how it would come crumbling down if one day Thanos was to snap his fingers and boom, all men disappeared. What you are about to hear might not be so-called politically correct, but this is exactly what most men need to hear today. With that said, here are the 3 biggest reasons why you need in this world. Reason number 1, men are naturally hard workers. This might seem strange to hear in this modern age, and some of you might think, but women can also work. That is an undeniable fact, but the truth is that men fit that role a lot better than women. Just think about the fact that men tend to be far stronger physically than women, combined with the fact that us men have a desperate need for meaningful work. The main reason why men nowadays all seem lazy and unproductive is because of instant gratification, constantly draining our masculine urge for hard work. When you think about it, things such as video games, porn, and junk food all lower your instinct for productivity. Junk food tricks your brain into thinking that you have an abundance of resources, while porn makes you think that you are getting loads of women, and video games convince you that you're leveling up in life. But in reality, you are achieving none of them. Sadly, this process is also the reason why all those women out there think that men aren't needed. They think men are useless because those who appear before them are indeed useless in their own indulgence. The worst part of this is that those same men, full of addictions, do not actually fulfill their natural role and end up feeling constantly miserable, whilst women are forced to move out of their feminine frame and take men's place. Because of this very reason, our society has been flipped on its head, a total 180-degree flip. Men are entering the roles of women, while women are being forced to step into the masculine frame. that weak men have most gracefully left open for them. No wonder depression is at an all-time high. Reason number 2. Men are born to be leaders. Those of you with a weak mind will resist this point and say, "Oh, but not everyone can be a leader." Shame on you for having that poor mindset. Remember, leaders are made, and the only thing stopping you from turning yourself into one is your own self. This might be the most controversial of the statements made in this video. Nowadays, plenty of female leaders are part of the political landscape, which doesn't necessarily mean bad news, unlike a lot of men would like to say. What brings the bad news, however, is the fact that men are slowly losing their ability to lead society like they used to in ancient times. Back then, men would win political debates, choose the fates of their people, and pushed humanity forward. Nowadays, many, if not all political debates are argued about on social media, and the fate of our people is decided upon woke statements and opinions. The society which was once focused on improvement is now ravaged by herds of non-thinkers who scream at the sight of disagreement. They screech like zombies whenever the light of truth is shown upon them. Another horrible cause behind the loss of male leadership in society is families raised by single mothers taking over. Back in the day, men would form families and lead them to prosperity by being at the center of it, taking charge of all responsibilities related to it. The traditional virtue, however, has been all but forgotten, thanks to the open-minded society that encourages women to hook up with every other man out there in the name of expressing their free side. In ancient times, as more and more families grew and thrived, society evolved forward, leading to better and better living conditions. Now, fathers are kicked out of the house as soon as the wife feels like it, forcing men to lose their ability to lead. In fact, I know many divorced men from experience who say that the law pays no regard to them, simply because of their gender. It's almost as if the law prioritizes women, then horses, then rats, then donkeys, and lastly, men. Think about that for a second. A healthy family environment, safeguarded by a strong masculine father, would be the ideal safe space to allow the growth of future generations. A powerful leader is also a skilled mentor, after all. Without these environments, the future generations will only crumble under the filth of our modern society. And finally, reason number 3, men can and will protect us. This is probably the most important out of all 3 reasons. Without men, our homes, our cities, our nations would have absolutely no way of defending themselves, both financially and in the battlefield. Men were and still are always on the front lines, ready to protect what they love, risking their lives in order to safeguard our well-being. Yes, there are women who would also march straight into hell and into danger for their community and loved ones. But just look at the ratio of men, which largely exceeds that of females in our defense front lines. With that said, I have yet to mention a secret masculine trait which no woman has, and I'm talking about male aggression. Male aggression is the warrior essence inside all of us men, and it's the same energy we use for tackling any difficult task or obstacle that blocks our success. Regardless of all the lies the media has told us about men, this is the only thing they will never be able to brainwash out of us. Regardless of how feminine or masculine you are, you will always feel the warrior essence at varying levels of intensity, and harnessing this power in the right way will make you into the man you wish to be. Most men nowadays are lost in their own emotions, and due to this lack of control, they end up becoming criminals, abusive, and violently driven by their own male aggression, wasting it in the process. This ends up creating the stigma that all men are monsters fueled by rage who will do anything in their power to abuse and destroy you. Ironically, that's the direct result of the propaganda around us. Break free of the matrix we are all born inside of. Start learning to control your emotions, and you'll learn the secret ways to use the powerful energy inside of you for good. Not only will you become more successful than ever, but you'll naturally become more protective of your home, your friends, and especially your family. So, remember, young brother, you are not useless like the modern propaganda will have you believing. Both us men and women are precious and unique in our own right, because that's how God has designed us to be. Don't fight it. Instead, cherish and cultivate this uniqueness. To see the next best way to level up as a man, watch this video here.